how many of the jobs you guys think are going to exist that won't because of artificial intelligence. There will be massive displacement of mid-level management. And I actually think engineering is still going to be around because I think hardware we haven't yet thought through. We've had software revolution in the last 20 years and not a hardware revolution.
Okay.
So I think the future will actually belong to the engineers, so you guys are in the right thing.
Okay.
Yes! If you guys don't know, I have a master's degree in electronics engineering, and Charlie Kirk is 100% right.
Right, that's right, that's right. Will you sign the hat?
Depends, we'll see.
Okay, okay, fair enough, fair enough. We'll see how it goes. Yeah. How are you liking Purdue so far?
It's pretty good. The questions are very elevated.
I see you got a all black jacket and pants on. Are you not burning up right now?
I'm actually kind of cold. I'm in the shadow. I used to be able to. I grew up in Chicago, the suburbs of Chicago. Anyone grew up in Wheeling area? Anyone from Wheeling? No. And then now I live in Arizona, so I get into like 50-degree weather, and I like.
Okay.
I got to bundle up.
Yeah. Well, great day for you to come. Anyway, I just kind of disagree about college as a scam. I don't think college is a scam. I think, especially when it comes to your degree not exactly being relevant to your career. I think that's kind of a generalization where it's, maybe you're not doing a career that's specific.
Most people's degrees are not relevant to their career. It is a generalization because when you're speaking about an entire group of people, you have to speak with generalizations. You can't just not make a generalization if you're talking about 500 million people. But nonetheless, let's get into this debate. Charlie Kirk is debating a college student. I don't know exactly what they're going to say in the debate. I do know, however, the student may or may not leave with a MAGA hat. We'll see what happens. Let's continue.
Specifically geared towards what you majored in or your degree, but that doesn't necessarily mean that your degree wasn't useful for you to get to that career path.
Okay, yeah, fine. So half of the people in this audience, once you guys go to find jobs, it might be higher at Purdue, but let's just say nationally.
Yeah.
Because engineering is a legitimately good thing to go study. That's the exception. Just so we're clear, that's less than 10% of all college kids are studying something in engineering. Just so we're clear. In Purdue, it's much higher.
Yeah,
obviously.
but STEM too. STEM's. STEM degrees are good even if it's not engineering.
I will address the STEM part in a second.
Okay.
Half of the kids in this audience, if you guys get a job, will get a job that doesn't require a college degree. Not that it requires something different than you studied. It doesn't require a college degree altogether. Number one. Number two, I don't think we've properly grappled with how many of the jobs you guys think are going to exist that won't because of artificial intelligence. There will be massive displacement of mid-level management. And I actually think engineering is still going to be around because I think hardware we haven't yet thought through. We've had software revolution in the last 20 years and not a hardware revolution.
Okay.
So I think the future will actually belong to the engineers, so you guys are in the right thing.
Okay.
Yes! If you guys don't know, I have a master's degree in electronics engineering, and Charlie Kirk is 100% right. If you don't know, well, even on the software end, AI is definitely catching up. But there's still some certain applications that you have to make as an engineer, such as implementing the hardware with the software to making sure everything functions correctly together. So yeah, engineering is a great major. I 100% recommend it. I 100% recommend it. And I'm not just saying that because I am one.
Because we need far more engineering minds that are actually able to put things together and how they work.
Right.
Whereas software, I think that's going to be largely displaced by artificial intelligence.
Okay.
But look, Purdue, I will say this. Purdue, to your credit, no tuition hikes for 15 years, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yeah.
So that's good?
Yeah, that's nice.
So that deserves credit. More pro-free speech than not. The university's treated us really well here.
That's good.
But generally, if you're going to go to Purdue or any other school, or IU, let's pick on IU, right?
Yeah, come on.
If you go to IU
You got me now.
and you're studying North African lesbian poetry, that's not a great use of your time.
I would agree.
Right? But if you're here studying, as the other gentleman who disagreed, aerospace engineering, okay, I can kind of see that.
Yeah.
So Purdue largely is an exception as an engineering school. I imagine you guys have humanities departments too, though, here, right?
Yeah, absolutely. But I think most of the humanities departments kind of go hand in hand with STEM. So, for example, one of the big programs in the School of Liberal Arts is Degree Plus or Degree in 3, where you can double major and get a humanities degree alongside a STEM degree or whatever else you're studying. So I think that's important. And also, as a chemistry major, hopefully a scientist soon, arts and humanities are very important. And science is very human, and I think that is what's going to keep us kind of afloat from AI. So I think it's still important.
That's actually a great argument. But I would say the humanities, and this is a fact, have tilted insanely far to the left, right? They are very postmodern, very critical theory driven. And so if you're studying the humanities, if you're studying Plato, Aristotle, and Augustine, and Socrates, and the classics, I think that's great. But if you're studying like Foucault and Derrida and Kimberly Crenshaw and Derek Bell, like I don't know if that's really worth your time. Here's the large part of it. Let's just be honest.
Okay.
Generally, kids that go to college do not have a direct career path as to why they're there and why they're borrowing the money. That's just a fact. And I think we have way too many kids going to college in this country, and we do need actually more. We need more mechanics, we need more carpenters, we need more welders, more HVAC, more entrepreneurs. And again, I do have to exempt engineering from a lot of my critique, as I do in my book, by the way.
Right.
Because I think that we have a ridiculous deficit in engineering in this country.
Yeah, I mean, so then considering that and considering, more than half of the degrees are coming from STEM fields, is it fair to say that college
Half
is a
the degrees
scam?
Nationally? No, that's not true. Not even close to true.
Okay.
It's like 15%.
But for engineering, I mean, engineering alone,
STEM.
sure.
No, STEM is 15%. 55% is humanities, anthropology, social sciences, elementary school education, communications, psychology. So
Okay.
like 55 to 60% of kids that go to college are studying like abstract liberal arts.
Again, I still think that's like pretty useful, especially considering how far AI is coming and automation.
What is the job application of a communications degree?
I mean, like in terms of what career path you go with a communications
why
degree?
did you need to go to college to do that?
Because I mean, again, it doesn't. There's not an exact career, but a communications degree can help you get other jobs. For example, my brother was a communications major, and now he's in tech sales, and that degree helped them get into that.
That's a great example. I don't think you need a degree to get into tech sales. Let me ask you.
What he's saying is that in order to get into tech sales or something like that, you don't need a communications degree. However, if you want to be an electrical engineer, you kind of need that degree. Like, there's really no direct way to become a researcher, for example, or an electronics or a mechanical engineer without the degree. I don't know how you can do it. I don't know. I personally have not seen it done before.
Hypothetical. It's a fun thought experiment, okay?
Okay, sure.
An 18-year-old.
Yeah.
Let's say after 4 years, actually, let me ask this differently. You're hiring somebody as an employer.
Yeah.
What is more attractive to you as an employer? A 22-year-old that went to IU, and studied communication.
Well, of course not. Of course it's IU. Right?
Studied communications for 4 years.
Yeah.
Or a 22-year-old that has traveled the world, speaks 2 languages, and started his own business by the age of 22. As an employer, what is more interesting to you?
Well, why can't you have both?
Well,
they're not mutually exclusive.
Oh no, they are.
Right?
I mean, let's be clear. I bet a lot of you guys are not traveling the world right now.
I think some of us are.
Traveling the world while you're at Purdue?
Yeah, absolutely.
Really?
I mean,
you have a lot of money, man.
It's the same as a semester at Purdue. To do a summer abroad or a spring break. Or
no, I'm not talking about summer abroad. I'm talking
semester,
about I'm talking about like actually traveling the world, like being not just like going to school. I'm talking about traveling like to 50 different countries. Like, just so we are clear, I know that's not true. Only like 70%, like 30% of American kids have passports. So, like, I know that's not true.
But just because I'm going to college doesn't mean I can't travel the world. And just because I'm traveling the world doesn't mean I can't go to college. I think it's kind of a fallacy that it's just like either you're traveling the world and starting a business or you're going to college.
You think you could start a business while you're in college, like a really good, durable business?
Maybe not while you're in college, but you could do it. You could do it after or before you're in college.
But actually, that's another important point. Going to college weakens entrepreneurship. People are far less likely to start businesses after they go to college. They have debt, they have this largely meaningless degree, and that's the final contention. And college is about credentialing more than anything else. It's like, do you have the piece of paper? Have you checked the box?
Yeah.
I think we're gravitating away from that. And don't take my word for it. Employers of major companies are saying they're less and less impressed with the job applicants that they're getting. So I got to ask you, is the hat a troll, or are you really a white dude for Harris?
Well, I mean, I'm not as informed as I should be. So, like, I didn't have a very strong opinion during the election, but I had a lot of friends that were for Trump, and we had, like, an election watch party. So I thought it'd just kind of be funny to play the other side a little bit.
I fully support a good troll. So.
Yeah, it's just...
And I'll sign your hat on that.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
I'm going to say she lost on the hat, okay?
Okay, that's fine. I'll accept that. I'll take it.
All right, there we go.
Do you mind if I ask you one more question?
Yeah, really quick.
And I've heard a lot of people have been asking you about MJ versus LeBron, so if you prefer not to talk about it, that's fine, but...
Well, if you guys don't know me, I'm a huge LeBron James fan. I'm a LeBron James fan. Don't get me wrong, I still love Jordan shoes, but I'm a LeBron fan to the end.
Mind humoring. Oh.
Yeah,
you mind humoring me on MJ versus LeBron? Okay.
I mean, it's not even a question, right? I mean, it's an insult to MJ. It really should be MJ versus Kobe, is what it should be.
Wow, hot take.
I 100% disagree. That is insanely wrong, but whatever.
Hot take.
It's not even a hot take. So there's only one player ever that was NBA Finals MVP, MVP of the league, leading scorer, defensive MVP, and also has never lost an NBA Final. That guy's name is Michael Jordan. Do you know LeBron James? LeBron James is 0 for 14 in game-winning shots in the NBA Finals of the playoffs. The GOAT, Michael Jordan, hit 50% of his game-winning shots in all 6 of his NBA Final wins and never lost a single NBA.
But there's only one player with 40,000 points, and LeBron James has more finals appearances than Michael Jordan, and he has more playoff appearances. But if you guys want to fight with me in the comments about who's the GOAT, I'm going to fight back. Anyways, this is LFR JoJo. Make sure you like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys later. Peace.